The Hydro Archon Furina has had her kit leaked recently, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna pull for her, so let's talk about how to build her. So Furina is a little complicated as you sort of need to balance a good amount of HP, energy recharge, and crit, because her kit sort of needs all of those. So I'm gonna start by showing the minimums that you should generally aim for. Furina wants at least 30,000 HP, 180% energy recharge, this should be fine. It can be less depending on your team, and at least a 60-120 crit ratio. This ratio should be easy to hit because she scales off of crit rate, so most people should run her on a crit damage circlet. In terms of artifacts, her best in slot artifact set is 4-piece golden troop by a decent amount. For the main stats, Furina wants HP percent or energy recharge if you need it on the sands, an HP percent goblet, and a crit circlet. HP percent goblet is slightly better than hydro damage because it improves her healing while still getting similar damage numbers, but they're pretty equal, so choose the one with better substats. Besides main stats, the most important substats you should be aiming for is energy recharge until at least 180%, crit as much as possible, and then a little extra HP rolls can help. Now onto her weapons. So she doesn't have a lot of free-to-play options, but for starters, Furina's best in slot is, of course, her signature Splendor of Still Waters, as it gives her everything she wants. The Jade Cutter is her second best choice, performing just a little worse, but if you got it off the standard banner, it's really useful. For the 4-star options, Festering Desire R5 and Wolfang R5 perform equally and are her best options. However, considering one is from an old event and the other is a battle pass weapon, a lot of people might not have them, so the only other decent 4-stars are the Pipe from Fishing or Favonius. Although they won't do as much damage, they can still be useful. And finally, if you have none of those weapons, then R5 Harbinger Adon performs decently well. It's even slightly above the Pipe and Favonius for damage. Now finally onto her best team comps. So she functions as a great support for hypercarry teams as she provides a lot of damage percent, especially with Nuvulette. She can be used in freeze teams, working really well with Riosli. You can use her in Hyper Bloom, but her damage percent buff won't be used. Overall, she's a Hydra support, so she can be used literally anywhere. She just might not perform her best in other teams not previously mentioned. But still, Furina has one of the most unique kits we've gotten in a while, so I'm definitely pulling.